Hello everybody, how you doing? My name is Joe Gillespie. I've put 3 other videos on the YouTube. One's called joegillespie.com. The other one's called Big Trouble, Las Vegas is in Big Trouble.com, and the last one is joegillespie2.com, okay? This is the 4th in the series of me reporting to you from Las Vegas live, okay? And bottom line is I finally got to the bottom of what's been going on here in Las Vegas, okay? And here's what's been happening, all right? There's a man by the name of Herb Faust, okay? F-O-U-S-T, all right, is his last name. And he founded the oil company and, mini marts and gas stations called Terrible Hearst, okay? Last name spelled H-E-R-B-S-T, okay? And the reason they call him Terrible Hearst, you're going to love this, man, as he's the one who hit all the rich people here with that spy satellite that I've been talking about, years and years ago, over 35 years ago, okay? He is that's why they call him Terrible Hearst. It's like he's almost spitting in the public's eye about it, okay? As a little cowboy with a black hat on, okay, with his guns, dude, looks like Yosemite Sam. Anyway, this guy is responsible, him and his buddies, okay, and I can tell you who they are, but if they cooperate, I'll leave their names out right now, and but I'll tell you who they are if the FBI comes and talks to me, okay? They are responsible for murdering over 75 police officers in this town, okay? And they all have them on medical leave right now, but they're still collecting their paychecks, okay? They also collecting paychecks from all the hotels in town, and from employees that quit, but actually didn't quit. The department head thinks that they quit, but they didn't quit. The paycheck's still being, direct deposited into an account, okay, which one of his buddies is collecting, okay? They are also responsible for stealing all the plutonium they can get their hands on out of the Mercury test site, okay, and they have complete control of the town of Mercury, by the way, as well as Indian Springs, Pahrump, Tonopah, and Henderson, Boulder City, and North Las Vegas, okay, and Las Vegas itself. They also have control of the China Lake Naval Weapons Center and Fort Irwin National Training Center, okay? They also have control of the Fallon Air Force Base up by Fallon, Nevada, okay? And Nellis too, and as well as Indian Springs Air Force Base. Now, the way they have control of these places is they've operated on the commanders. They had their own doctors, believe it or not, their own surgeons, their own neurosurgeons, okay? Operating on these military commanders and police officers of Las Vegas Police Department, and they insert what they call a behavioral computer chip inside the brain of these men. And I know it sounds impossible to do, but it's not much bigger than the head of a pin. Okay, it's a nano computer chip. All right. And it allows you to take control of this person's complete body. In other words, as if you jumped into their body inside their, if you can shrink yourself up and jump into their body and then sit there in a control seat and walk around in their body and talk to people and as if you become that person, okay? Matter of fact, like the commander of Nellis Air Force, if he's got Herb controlling him right now, he can launch an airstrike against anybody he wanted to, okay? Now, how you find this out, okay, you get the commander of the Air Force Base, you have to run them through a microscopic MRI in their brain. It has to be microscopic. I mean, it has to be one of those MRIs that detect even if there was a grain of salt in the brain, okay? Because it's about the size of a grain of pepper, okay? That's about how big this computer chip is, man. And so it doesn't take much. They drill a hole right in, they make a little tiny slice into the brain, okay? And I know this from Lonnie Hammergren, who's one of the most well-respected neurosurgeons in the state of Nevada, okay? I used to be very good friends with his nephew named Skip Hammergren from the Nevada Power Company, okay? And Lonnie Hammergren explained this a long time ago, how easy this is to do, okay? He is a very well-respected neurosurgeon, okay, in the field of medicine. So it is possible to do. And these chips were made in Japan, believe it or not, and shipped over to the Silicon Valley, and from Silicon Valley right down here to the state of Nevada, Las Vegas, Nevada. And Herb Faust has been running this thing now for over 30 years, man, okay? He's a mean son of a bitch, man. I'm telling you what. I went to junior high school with him from 7th through 9th grade. He was a punk then. I guess he's still a punk now. But anyway, they found out he used a satellite. Despite he got his own satellite when he was just a teenager, because his father was in the police department, I guess, and the test site cut a deal with the police department so they could use it for, you know, homicide, people getting ready to go into a house, find out if the person's there or not, so forth. So using the thermal energy tracer, you know, in other words, they shine down on the house, find out who's in the house, how many people are in the house before they can kick the door in. And plus, he was a snitch for the DEA. Okay. Anyway, this man is responsible for all these horrible things that's happened. That's how he hit the Sultan of Brunei, by the way, who, his brother, who came here and bought 15 acres of Spanish Trails. That's how he got most of his money. He got control of all the oil leases that way, and he just started up Terrible Hearst Oil Company. Anyway, the way he's transmitting the signal to those computer chips is through Cox Cable, okay, which is a major cable company here in the state of Nevada, okay. They operate wireless internet as well as Sprint and what's the other one? The other phone company, the other mobile T or whatever it's called. Anyway, they're the ones that are sending the signal to these people. The commander of the NLS, commander of Air Force Springs. Right now, Herb laughs about it and says his kids are all the captains of the police department, you know, because they inserted the computer chips in each one of these captains, and they can actually use a computer program to put them into the captain anytime they want. In other words, if you want to investigate these guys, forget about it. Same thing with the director of the FBI. That's why, by the way, they replaced the director of the FBI, because I believe the president replaced him with Jimmy Comey, because the fact the old director wasn't doing his job, okay? Now, the old director, all you have to do is take him to any nearest hospital, okay? And you have to take him to one that specializes in neurosurgery and have him do an MRI, what they call a microscopic MRI, okay? It has to be, be able to pinpoint, and they will find the computer chip in this man's head, as well as the director, the man in charge of the DEA, Homeland Security, ATF, okay, CIA, all law enforcement agencies, okay? You might want to check with the generals in the Pentagon, too, and have them undergo the same kind of check, okay? And plus also use a hypnotherapist to find out if they've ever been hypnotized or not, okay? Now, as far as plutonium goes, it's in the hands of Herb Faust, and he passes it out to his henchmen, you might say, and they are using it for all kinds of things, okay? For experimentation and growth of blood cells, okay? That's where the cloning comes in. I don't know how far along they've got along with it, but I think they've gone all the way with it as far as cloning human beings goes, okay? And it hasn't been announced yet, all right? For obvious reasons. I mean, come on. If a guy wants to take over a rich person's family, and all he's got to do is clone like the William Bennett. He was running in Circus Corporation. All you have to do is clone William Bennett and have William Bennett write him out. Have William Bennett come to a party, have him go into a bathroom or something where their William Bennett is, and have him go back out and you know, write these guys all the checks for all the money they want, okay? So naturally it hasn't been announced yet. But they have complete control of the China Lake Weapons Center, okay? And they have complete control of Pahrump. That's where most of their men are, and they have almost 75, maybe over 10,000 men under their control. They have their own army, okay? So you just can't go marching into Pahrump and say, look, we want to, think you're going to go into Pahrump and take over Herb Faust's house and what have you, because they've already tried. The police tried it several times. That's why the police officers start getting killed, okay? They, all Herb's got to do is push the alarm button, and 100 men come with automatic weapons and completely surround the house, and the police have no choice but to give up, okay? And they murdered the whole police department in Pahrump. They murdered the police department, 75 officers here in Las Vegas alone, and they got them what they call on medical leave, okay? But they're not on medical leave, all right? They are I believe they're dead, and their direct deposit checks are being, you know, still deposited in their accounts to this day. And anyway, there are. Yeah. Let's see what else we got here. I know I've got some other stuff here, good stuff to tell you, man. Let's see. Mine here. Hang on a second here. Well, you got to check with the city and county payroll departments, and you will find out where all the direct deposits are, the people that are on medical leave, so to speak, as I said, okay? Check with the payroll departments of all the hotels here in Las Vegas. And you want to know how they're transmitting the signal to these people? Check on the rooftops of Caesar's Palace, the Rio, and all those places, as well as and Imperial Palace. Let's see, who else did I say? Imperial Palace, what else was it? I say Imperial Palace, and where are we here? Caesar's Palace, and check on Black Mountain too. That's where they have a lot of their satellite dishes. They're transmitting the signal of the program to these people that I was talking about through that. You cut off the internet here in southern Nevada, okay, you cut their legs off, okay? They can no longer transmit the programs, and all the police officers will go back to being normal police officers, and captains will go back to being normal captains, and military commanders of the Air Force bases that aforementioned will all go back to being the military commanders, okay? That is, if they're commanders at all. I don't even think they are commanders. I think they're ponies, okay? Let's see here. Oh yeah, and they stash most of their money in the churches, believe it or not. Church of Scientology was a big holder of most of the money, because that way, you know, nobody checks his church's money. You know, come on, man. Church of Scientology's got every big movie star in it. What better way to hide all your ill-gotten gains than in Church of Scientology? Mormon Church is another huge church with millions and millions and millions of dollars. Nobody's going to check their bank accounts because of all the people that are Mormons, okay? Catholic is another one. Catholic, big rich church, okay? These guys hide all their money in the churches, okay? Because that way they can gain interest, they can collect interest off the money, and they've got all the churches under complete control. Baptists, man, Jehovah's Witness, Jewish. They've got complete control of all that. That's where all their money is hiding, okay? By the way, all their big profits, okay? Anyway, these guys are bad news. And they have control of the FBI here in Las Vegas, control of Las Vegas Metro. They have control of the Air Force bases. They have complete control of the test site. I mean, complete control of it. Man, they've had it for years, okay? They've gotten all the plutonium they can get their hands on. They probably got nuclear devices, man, okay, that threaten to set off in case they're approached. I'm telling you, the FBI has got to get on these guys and get on them, man. Because that's what they've been doing for years, is ripping off the casino families, the casinos, and every time they've taken billions, and I mean not just millions, but billions of dollars out of the state, okay? They've got control of Harry Reid, they've got control of, they ruined John Ensign, they ruined Jim Gibbons, the governor of the state of Nevada, okay? Because he wouldn't play ball, I guess. And threatened to kill his family if, he opened his mouth, okay? And let's see, same thing with John Ensign. The Ensign family was the ones who was in partners with Bennett a long time ago, as well as Pennington. They got control of Pennington family, who invented IGT, okay? Which is responsible for almost every slot machine made in the world, okay? This is how the money is piling in. You're going to love this part. There's no such thing as Parkinson's disease, okay? They can actually, they can do like this, and they call it Parkinson's disease, just to make an extra money that way from what do you call it, medications, okay, medicines and stuff, okay. They got Johnson & Johnson, man, pays them a fortune in money for pharmaceuticals, man. They're not even needed, okay. You got migraine headache, man. You got going to the store to buy Anacin, man. Well, you're getting a kickback from all the pharmaceuticals, from all the pharmaceutical companies in the entire goddamn world. These guys are taking in billions and billions and billions of dollars, man, for kickbacks, because they can shine that thing on anybody they want, man, and give you a migraine headache, okay? I mean, they're bad news motherfuckers, okay? And you got to get on them, all right? I mean, you got to get on them. They got complete control, and they can stop. Anytime an investigation even starts to get started, it gets stopped in the water, because whoever is put on the investigation is told, man, just go report back that you didn't find nothing, okay? But all you got to do is have these people, the heads of the FBI and Homeland Security, former heads anyway, have them checked out. Look for that microscopic computer chip that's planted right back wherever they do it, okay? But they put it inside your head, man. And it allows the person to have complete control of the person. You don't have to believe me. I mean, you can think I'm full of crap, man, but all you have to do is do the microscopic search, okay? And use a hypnotherapist to see if they've ever been hypnotized, okay? And hypnotherapists have proved that they have been hypnotized once, at least once, okay? And two, that the computer chip will show up, but it has to be a very good MRI scan. I mean, it has to be down to, where it can show up, like I said, a grain of pepper, okay? And then that way you'll know. And once it's extracted, you'll know how the programs are working. The programs are working off the satellite dishes, off the hotels, and off the Black Mountain range, okay, where they have all the TV, satellites and everything else, okay? They're working off of Cox Communications, Sprint, and T1 Mobile, and let's see, who else? I think that's it right now. Those are the ones that are their main carriers, okay? But you put a stop to them transmitting their signal through those dishes, then all the police captains, all the FBI, all the military will go back to using their own brains, thinking for themselves, and you can hit these guys right after that cut off. First of all, you got to cut their power off in Pahrump. You got to cut off the grids for their satellite dishes. You got to cut off their cell phones. Make sure that they can't call any more soldiers up, or what they call their own soldiers, because they got their own army. And you got to hit them point blank. Now, I would bring in the military or National Guard to completely surround the town of Pahrump and go through it. Not to mention that, don't forget, they got underground bunkers. As soon as they think they're going to get hit by, like, police officers or SWAT, somebody's going to come to the house and hit them, they'll go down into their underground bunker and they'll stay down there until the police can't find it and leave, okay? They got underground bunkers put all over Pahrump, all over Shoshone, okay, and let's see what else. Ridgecrest possibly, I'm not sure. But they also have them here in town everywhere, underneath Spanish Heights, underneath Spanish Trails. They put bunkers underneath there to go down underneath, okay? They have a complete underground system, okay? They have the fertility clinic at Rainbow and Trop. You might want to check that out, okay? That's where they do a lot of their in vitro, man, and they in vitro these women, okay, with people that who they want to impregnate, right? Because they want the kid, their own kids to be raised by somebody else, man. They're taking their own embryos and their in vitro and their own kids into police officers, into politicians, whatever, just to make sure that they have complete control of the politicians, okay? So check out that fertility clinic, and check out the make sure you use the NSA satellite and the thermal imaging to check out all the underground shelters and bunkers they have underneath every house in Vegas, okay? And it's out there at Seven Hills too. That's where they also have the other, and up against Sunrise Mountain off of Hollywood Boulevard, okay? You want to check that area out too, man, okay? Let's see what else. Mountain Springs up there, you want to check that out, and Pahrump, and all the highways leading out of Pahrump, and Mercury, and Armagosa Valley, okay, and Indian Springs, okay. Check out all of that, man, and you will see bunkers. Do not let them run down underneath, especially at Mercury test site. They have all these underground bunkers at Mercury, and they've kept people there hostage for years. For years they kept them hostage. They kept all the test site employees hostages for years there, and replaced each one as the years went on, okay, with new IDs saying that the other one quit and the other one started, but the other one didn't quit. The other one was murdered, okay. All right, same thing with the police officers, man. The police officer didn't quit his job. He was murdered, man. Okay, and replaced by a new police officer. Their police officer, they wanted to be promoted within the company, okay, or within the department. All right. So anyway, all you got to do is get yourself your own little army. Come to Vegas and shut down the internet, and you'll see the difference in the behavior of all the captains, of all the lieutenants. You'll see the difference in the behavior of the mayor of Las Vegas. You'll see the difference of the congressman, the Senator Harry Reid, all of them, man. You shut down that signal, and they'll be able to start talking, okay? All right, that's right. All I can tell you for right now. But most important of all, get the plutonium before they, do something crazy with it, okay? I don't doubt if he's got a nuclear device right now set up somewhere, man, to blow up half of Pahrump and half of Las Vegas just to try to make their getaway, because they got DC-8s, Learjets, just sitting on a runway waiting for them to take off anytime like that, man, just to make damn sure they get the hell out of Dodge with all the money, okay, and transfer all the money back to the Cayman Islands, is where they keep a lot of money there too, okay. They've got interest in the Cayman Islands and also and the Bahamas. They're the ones, I guess, that built Atlantis, man. That hotel casino down in the Bahamas. They built that too, man. So let's see what else. Atlanta, Georgia, the town that Kim Basinger owns, man. They supplied the money for that. That's where they keep a lot of their kids safe, okay? Because they don't want nobody going after their kids, because they go after everybody's kids, okay? She doesn't have anything to do with it, by the way. It's not nothing on her. It's just, you know. But they're the ones that supplied the money for it, okay? And that's only rumored, not confirmed, by the way. But I think a lot of these guys kept all their kids stashed down there, because you can have kids with, from what I understand, with a woman that they grew, or however, whatever they did. I don't know how they do it, but you know, it's whatever the test site. Now the FBI knows this was going on since the 60s, okay? Because they're the ones that, you know, start experimenting with cloning, okay? Whether they were successful with it, I don't know. But we'll find out once the FBI and the Marines from Camp Pendleton raid these guys, because if you don't raid them and take them down, they're just going to get worse and worse and worse. You know, it's even rumored that they're the reason the war was started in Iraq, okay? These guys, because he wanted to bump up the price of oil, because he owns an oil company. Okay, give me a break, man. That way he could beef up the price, and he brought in millions of dollars from raising the price of gasoline from $2 all the way to $4 a gallon. Anyway, try your hardest to check out what I'm saying. Any FBI agent or anybody from ATF or DEA or Homeland Security says, no, it's all BS, have them taken down on the spot and have them taken in and have them examined under a microscopic MRI immediately. Okay, do not, because what I'm telling you is true. And all you got to do is go to Pahrump. You'll see for yourself what I'm talking about. You'll see it. You'll see with your own two eyes. But you can't go into Pahrump with just like, you know, 5, 10 men. Okay, you better go up there with like 1,000. Okay, because they will surround those 5, 10 men and they will murder them, or they'll hold them hostage until, you know, until they can replace them, whatever. Okay, or somehow, some way. This is how, you know, they got that much power. They got that many automatic weapons, and they can do what they want. Or probably they threaten to blow up a nuclear device. You know, that's why the government's gone along with their bullshit as long as they have. I don't know how they're doing it, or how they're forcing people to go along with what they're doing, but they're doing it some way. Okay? Now you need to check it out, and please help us in Las Vegas, because they got my son. Okay? They murdered my son, and they murdered my adopted sons too. Now I lost 4 of my adopted sons. Because they said they were going to smear the President of the United States. And they murdered 4 of them for retaliation, okay? So 4 of them were sacrificed. They told me I had to pick the President or them, or my sons, and I picked the President, and I didn't think they would really go through with it, because I thought they were bluffing, but they killed 4 of my sons for the President, okay? So I said I lost 4 sons trying to keep the President from being smeared, okay, or assassinated. You don't have to believe me, just check it out. Check it out. I wouldn't say something like that if it wasn't true. All right, just check it out for yourself. Check it out. Check out Spanish Heights right above Spanish Trails. All them houses there, all right? You're going to find out a lot of people aren't around anymore. Not to mention, if you use that same device that CSI uses for finding bodies in the ground, you shine the X-ray on the ground anywhere from the 215 all the way down to Rainbow, and from 215 on up above Trop, that entire area, you'll find out where all the bodies are buried there too. These guys bury most of their bodies, plus around Wells Fargo and the Flamingo Wash. Most of the bodies are all buried in the Flamingo Wash area, okay? Check it out for yourself, all right, please. All you need to do is use the X-ray feature on the satellite, and it'll show you that the bodies are all buried along the Flamingo Wash. Any new cement that's been poured, you'll find out where. And also the empty lots at Spanish Heights. Check out the empty lots, okay? On Spanish Heights Drive and around the whole area, you'll see you'll see the bones and carcasses underneath that have been covered up with cement in the big holes. They dig a hole the size of a swimming pool, and they fill them in, throw the bodies in there, and they cover them up with cement, and then they build a house over the top of it. Okay. The reason I know this is because they stole my Uncle Max's construction equipment to do it with. He was the owner of M&M Construction, and they took his construction outfit over, and they stole all the backhoes and all the digging equipment they could get their hands on, and that's what they've been using to bury the bodies over the entire, you know, area of southern Nevada. Okay, so check it out for yourself. All right. Thank you for listening. Please get on it. Vegas needs help. I need help. I need these guys taken down. I can identify them. If you do some research on Herb Faust and his partners, you'll find out that one day he was poor and the next day he was rich, okay? Where'd he get all this money? Check it out, okay? Thank you.